Good morning and welcome to Clarity. My name's Barbara Gray and this is my dear friend Janice Phillips.
Hello, Barbara.
Hello, Janice.
Hello, everyone.
All very exciting.
Isn't it strange? I was on the way down here. I was trying to think the last time I was here, and I feel like it was last month. But the last time we did TV was back in February.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
When we launched the original set, which we've got.
That's right.
How far we have come.
Well, this is how far we have come.
Janice has been very prolific.
This was only half full, and now I've got a full book.
We need a second one. I'll give you one on the way out this afternoon. So Janice has come all the way down from up north to share her latest designs with us. They're very, very special. In fact, they're so hot off the press, didn't even have time to send them to your design team, did we?
No, they've only just gone out. So the design team have them, but I haven't managed to get any designs physically back. But I do have some photos that I can share in between the shows.
Yeah, on your Facebook page? Or?
Yes, I can share them on my Facebook page. So Jenny and Glynis have been working very hard, bless them. It was all so very, very quick how it happened.
Yeah.
We kind of got to a point where I was
well, let's just get them on the telly.
Shall we? Should we just
do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
No, but I mean, that's what we said, wasn't it? Well, let's just do it.
Yeah.
So what we want to do, I think it's really important that you see these because actually they're really essentials.
Yes.
And they make all the other stamps really come to life, don't they?
I think so.
So we'll show you without further ado.
Yes.
We're set for 2 hours today, 10 o'clock, at least an hour.
Yes.
And then 2 o'clock.
This afternoon.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll show you our latest creation. Shall we? Where
should we start?
Let's start with this set.
Okay.
Right. And then once we take a look at this set, let's come in a bit closer so we can see them better.
Yes.
Just bear with me a moment. Right. So you can see here. Janice, tell us about this set here.
Right. The reason why I love this is because I love miniature cards and I love miniature makes. There's just something about the precision, especially with the stamps made by Clarity and the designs that you get that just give you such, well, the word is clarity when it comes to designs. Now, all of these are taken from my photographs and I'll tell you where I took them all. So these two here and this one and this one, these were all taken from inside my house. So
outside the window, you mean?
Outside the window, yeah. So I was sitting down watching the TV. And this one, little Jenny Wren, she popped up on my fence. So I thought, I've got to take a picture of that. My phone was at hand because, of course, the best camera you have is the one you have with you. It's on your phone. So snapshot. There you go. There's little Jenny Wren. And I think this is beautiful because we've captured her so lovely.
Let's see if we can come in tighter.
Yeah.
Even. Let's have a look.
And you can I mean, if you know your birds, you'll instantly recognise that's a Jenny Wren with a little tail sticking up at the back.
Cheeky.
Yeah, little cheeky, little round figure. I love that. She's beautiful. She really is. Now, whilst we're there, the stamp above, that one was taken on a walk. So they're the treetops.
Yeah.
As I was walking out with Millie. Really like that. There was more to the photograph, but just centering is the word.
Yes,
centering that. Just gives you a little bit of foliage to work with other stamps.
Absolutely beautiful and so useful as well.
Yeah, it really is. Not only that way, Barbara, but I was also thinking you could turn it upside down if you see that. Yeah. So you could use it either way as bushes or as treetops. Now, the one above there, that's it, we're working the other way. This one and this one,
nice.
They're both from the same rooftop. And it's a very old listed cottage, and it's the doctor's next door to where I live.
Actually?
Yeah, it is.
Fabulous.
So this is a little robin, and that's the crow. So they both come to our garden, we feed them, and that's where they just sit and watch and wait for Jane and I to take the food out.
And I love that there is this story behind each.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't clip art.
No.
This is Janice looking through the Ivor lens and then just snapshots that are real.
Yeah, and when I take the snapshots, it's the image that I love. So I love the crow on top. I love, again, how the stamp has caught the texture of the chimney pot, because that chimney pot is probably 100 years old. It's a listed building.
Yes.
And the same with this one. You don't make them like that anymore. You see them in people's gardens, don't you?
I know. And in old villages.
Yeah. And again, you've got the robin there. Now, moving over, this one is interesting because it's not actually a picture of a plant. It's a picture of the shadow of a plant.
Is it?
Yes.
So you're good at this.
Because I was thinking about like making different stamps and images. And when I saw the shadow of this on the wall, I had a cup of coffee in my hand and I looked over and it was in my kitchen.
And it wasn't going
diner.
to fly away
No,
either.
no, it wasn't
So
going
you
to
could
fly
take your
away.
time.
Yeah, and it wasn't windy. So I took that picture. So I love
Brilliant.
that. So that's the plant that
So
I have.
clever, actually.
Yeah.
It just gives you a different perspective on what we're looking at.
It does. It does. And when I've been playing with this stamp, there's something I'm going to show you, which I really like, because you can use that for Christmas as well.
Nice.
But I'll show you how. So this one here, this is beautiful. This is on a rooftop again. The 3 magpies. We've got lots of magpies
We
where
love
we live.
magpies.
Love magpies. Now, I know there's 3 there, so that's 3 for a girl.
Nice.
But you've also got the foliage of the tree at the top,
which is a separate stamp. So
which
if you
is a
actually
separate
look
stamp.
at the stamps, you can see that foliage can be lifted away. They're not integral.
Which I think is clever.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a stamp that you can use as a top.
Yes.
Or turn it the other way around. It's
top
a
and
bush.
tail it.
Top and tail it.
And the other thing is you can use it as foliage on a field. Like
Yeah.
you can bring it round there and mask off a field,
Yeah.
for example.
Absolutely.
And it makes fantastic grass. Yeah.
And it will also make a really good frame as well.
Very nice.
Yes.
And then while we're looking at the stamps, you'll see here that these tiny little birds on a wire are also a separate stamp.
Yes.
So they pack a lot of punch, those little guys.
Again, I'm not gushing here about the quality of your stamps, Barbara, but
you gush away, love.
I have
Gush away.
I have to, because that's tiny. But can we get closer to that? It's tiny.
That's as close as I think we can get.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's as close as I want to get.
But you can identify those as
Let
birds.
me
They're not just.
Oh no, they're absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful. If I take this, let me see if I can come up here. Just let me just humour me for a minute. See if I can get.
I might go and focus in a minute.
It will eventually.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
You can see exactly what they're perfect.
Yeah.
And now there you can see the brickwork as well.
Beautiful. And the one below
Nice.
that, yeah, that brickwork is astonishing. That's on the main road into my village.
Is that a pigeon?
Yeah. So we were taking Millie for a walk. I'm obsessed with aerials and chimneys and birds.
Yeah,
I think you'll figure that one out.
I'll figure that one out. Yeah. Nice.
But I always think you should look up. People never look up as much as they should when they go walking.
It's
I mean,
so
obviously,
true.
Stop still when you look up. Don't be walking around with your head up, you fall
But
over.
it's so true.
But it's so true. And I remember when I was at school and we were going around Leicester and we were on a history tour and we stopped for a moment. The guy said, right, we now need to look up. Because we were looking at shop fronts and things that were on the floor.
Sure.
And then all of a
Watching
sudden
where
he said,
you're going, aren't you?
look up. And there was a whole different world. It's like going under the sea. It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
When you look up, it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of my stamps are
Looking up.
looking up. Yeah. So I love that set. I think it's great because you get a lot of stamps there to use.
Well, you get, and there's the mini makes. So
Yeah.
for anybody who's in our mini makes group, it's called Clarity Crafts, ATCs, mini makes and ATCs.
Fabulous.
It's a Facebook group that's perfect for this size as well. These
Now,
are
if I
absolutely.
move
There
that-
you go. I
yeah.
can pan out a
Can
little
you
bit.
pan out a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So again, a nice simple card to make. Background, Sam Crow, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's from the open
Yeah,
day with your
nice.
Bowob papers.
Very good.
So I thought that was really nice with the band across. And this is something I need to talk to you today, Barbara, about how to take my designs further.
Okay.
Okay. So I thought this was nice as a
That's really good,
background.
yeah.
I used the mask just to create the silhouette there,
yeah.
the like a sun behind her.
You're getting really good at this.
I don't know what, I think that's a bit bleached out, isn't it?
Let's have a look if we can come in a bit closer, then you can see it.
Yeah, there you
are.
go. So I just gave a suggestion of a sun behind her.
Yeah,
which I thought
really
was
cool.
really nice.
Really cool.
Should I bring this one
Bring
in
that
as well?
one in as well. Yeah.
This-
Nice.
Yeah, and I put
Look at your
I
little
put-
crowns on
yeah,
them.
did you see that?
Isn't that so cool?
I just love magpies, I really do. Again, I've used your mask in the background, just gave the brickwork a little bit of colour on there.
Yeah, it's very good. I love the background.
That was from last year, just something I discarded.
Yeah, just a scrap.
Yeah.
We love scraps.
And then that one there.
Very good too.
Yeah.
Where did you get this from? Oh, that's from the paper.
That's
is it?
from the papers, yeah, from
Yeah.
Sam Crow, because I chopped it up.
Very good indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the thing about this is, if we go back to that set, all of these stamps are available individually.
Yes.
Right, stamp sets are available individually, but we have put together a rather special bundle for you. So I think what we'll do is, let's look at the 3 sets. We've got that one there,
Yep.
and then this is where the essentials kick in. Let me just pan out a little bit,
Okay.
and you can see here we've got, this was Janice's idea,
Yes.
with the frames, which work brilliantly.
Yeah, I love these. I needed something to go with the other stamps that
Yeah.
we've got. These go perfectly.
These
In
are
fact,
so cool.
they'll go with a lot of images.
They also go with, I'm grabbing now, the timestamps that we did these ones.
Yes.
So these ones I really love. Just check out, you know, you want a bit of paper here. Just if you fancy these ones, 12150, these are absolutely magnificent within here as well. So what you'll find is, if you're building a collection, you'll see that they start to really work together.
Yeah. Do you know what I love about these as well? The snapshots that are available. If you bought the original set when we were here in
that's right.
February, these are the reflection of the mini stamps that are in those collections.
Precisely.
So if you wanted to do a reflection, you've got that.
Yeah, in the water,
Yes.
or from the sun.
Yeah.
It's a really easy way to go. So I know what you mean. If, for example, I digress here, but let me just take one of these.
Yeah.
You can see there,
Yeah.
it's the opposite. So
Yeah.
it's the exact same size, but now it's the opposite. This is absolutely brilliant. This could be water.
Yes.
Right, a straight line, and then the deer's reflection is in the water. So it's very good. If you've got these are a must-have.
Or they could be side by side, like a couple.
Lovers in
Yeah.
the woods.
Oh,
so
steady on.
Steady on, yeah. Easy does it.
I think I drove through that this morning. But yeah, so you've got the frames, which there's something that I really love about this one in particular, Barbara, because a demo that I was doing was just getting an ink pad like this.
Yeah. You were just
I
using
guess
the
many
ink pad.
people have done this at home, but for me,
No.
it's all new. So I took the ink pad, put that on the paper. It left a really cool sort of effect, and I stamped on top of it.
Yeah.
But sometimes these ink pads are a little bit wonky on the inside. You can't see through it, can you?
Yeah,
like
that's
a stamp?
right.
So I'd always do it, and it would leave it a little bit wonky. So
these are great.
That's where this comes in.
So we can see, for example, just here in combination, these two, if I come in a bit closer, can I show this off?
Please.
Right, you'll see here that you've got combinations. So these are oxides, and you can see that you can use these two together, and they make a really excellent look as a little background. Now, and you just take one of these, a simple work, you just stamp this, and you get a really atmospheric look.
Aren't they great?
Yeah, you just take a pack of the 3.5 by 3.5 cards. Look,
love these.
So easy.
Love
just
them.
Don't press on the middle.
Yeah.
So it's the stamp, but you press on the outside rather than
kind of gives you an aperture, doesn't it?
Gives you a bit of a halo, doesn't it?
Oh, I know what I'm going to be doing when I get home.
So basically the whole idea is that you just got loads of these little, just make a whole stash of them.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You're off and running.
I love the film strip. Always wanted a film strip stamp.
So
always.
And it looks so good.
Yes.
And then the other one, which I think this was another good idea of yours, was to get a set of words. Let's pan out a little bit. Right, so we can see that. So this again, if you want it individually, 12171, and you can see the stamps there. And apart from a couple down the bottom, they're what we call two-liners. In other words, they're really easy to stamp because they don't wobble.
Now, do you know what I love about this? When I sent you all of these, I said I liked some sentiments. I kind of just suggested these as an overview, and then when you sent back, said, "Yeah, we've done them." I was like, "Oh my days, they're my words." And I'm still absolutely amazed every time.
Well, these were the words you wanted.
I know, yeah. Yeah, but I still
think what it is with Janice,
I still can't believe it.
that she's the designer, so she has ideas, and it's like, yeah, but these are the design ideas, like. So it's really cool. And
I
then
love them.
Then I said to Jazz, when we were then laying them up, if you like, and putting them into shape, I said, try and make them two-liners.
Yes.
And stampers will understand it's just better because it doesn't wobble. A one-liner, when I say one line, it means all the words are in one line.
Yeah.
And it's not so easy to stamp. And I'll always take a little tiny stamp, like a crown or a little tiny flower, and put it somewhere else on the
like a stabilizer.
Yeah. Is that an anti-wobble device, I call it?
See, I didn't think of that. But that also works with something else that we've got as well. So the two-liners work really well with the
postcards.
Yes. Now I've got. If I open this one,
so there we are. These are little postcards, which
lots
are
of rustling.
absolutely.
Sorry.
No.
I love these. I absolutely love these. Look at
So
this.
useful to use.
Do you know what you could use these for as well? Like a little learning for the kids. They
Oh,
could be like
look.
little snap cards.
Yeah.
You could put the name
memory.
memory.
A
Yeah.
memory game. Do you know,
Yeah.
like you turn them all over,
Yes.
stamp something funky on the back,
Love that.
and then you just lay them all out.
Yeah.
It's the summer holidays, friends. And then then you have to,
Look at that.
yeah.
I just think these are great because they're also a really good size for tags. So if you're making a card with the other stamps,
Yeah.
hole at the top, piece of ribbon through, you've got a tag, and the
And
sentiments,
the words,
perfect.
they were exactly designed to fit in this area here.
Don't they look good in black and white?
They do look good. And of course, because they're laser prints, Paul Church kindly
I feel like I'm in Las Vegas.
what are they called? Croupiers.
Croupiers, yeah. I was going to say something else. I don't think I'd be very croupier. I think I'd be the other. Anyway.
So we also,
Yes.
we gilded them, we hot foiled them.
Now I think
They
these are
look so nice.
I think
don't
these
they?
are perfect for hot foiling.
Look, positive and negative.
Yes.
So they're so lovely for this.
So
because,
how do we do this?
well,
Look at that.
that's a hot foil. We could do it at 2 o'clock if you'd like to have
Can
a go.
we?
Yeah, we could
I'd
give it
love
a go.
to.
But you can see here, look, that looks so nice.
Yeah. And what
And
I love
what's
about
great,
that
yeah.
is that just simply hot foiling it like that, that could be it. Could we also do that with the sentiment? I don't think we can because that's
It's stamped.
The ink's different.
That
We'd
would be
stamp it
different.
afterwards.
Yeah. But if, for example, this is something that we'll look at 2 o'clock, but you can see here, this is the positive and this is the negative. So that's the waste that's just been, yeah,
Amazing,
clever.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Very clever.
So we could show that off if you fancy.
Yes, please.
Should we do that?
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Okay, we'll do
I
that.
can't
at 2
stop looking
o'clock.
at them. I love them. But we've
Yeah.
also got the larger postcards. Would they work with the hot foiling as well?
Absolutely. So so these ones, let's just do a price,
Yes.
not a price comparison, a size comparison. I'll move those over there.
Yes, I'll just gather
put them-
these.
Put your stuff away. Right, if we look here, so these were the original pack of 12.
Yep.
And here we've got a pack of 24. So it is much of a muchness.
Yes.
And you can see that this is the size of those, but they also are, if I show you a couple of bits of artwork, you know, then you can see these are absolutely gorgeous.
Isn't that wonderful?
31761 will get you these.
And there are 12 in there.
There are 12 in there.
Yes. And the
6 different
landscape and
designs.
portrait.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you can see here that they are just perfect. That it's like, for those of you who want to do really lovely backgrounds, you can create large
lovely,
art
look at that.
relatively. Yeah. And
Wow.
it's so pretty to do, isn't it? I
That-
mean, for those of you who like doing landscapes, go on.
the stamps that are available in the first set, they're slightly smaller than
Yes.
the postcards. So
We can look at these at 2 o'clock.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Look at that.
So I think it would be a great idea. All we've done is looked
Yep.
at the 3 hot off the press
Yes.
ones.
Yes, we have.
Right. So how about we look at those those people that you did?
The arty
I love
people.
The arty people.
Do you want to do our artwork first?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I like that Janice can show you the provenance.
Barbara Gray, this is your life.
I did do that. That was a present.
You thought you hadn't seen this person for 30 years, but here they are now.
Oh no! You found him.
Do you remember that?
I
Oh,
know.
it was
With
so
the red book.
Yeah.
And you could see people like
Yeah.
trembling in their shoes, thinking, who's next? He was digging out all the relatives from Southern Ireland and Guatemala.
Oh, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. I love that show. Anywho,
So this was
Yes.
a book that I gave to
Yeah.
Janice.
and you created this out of your background papers and my stamps. I think that's so clever.
It was so that you could then
Put my artwork.
put your artwork in it.
So
Isn't that great?
this, I remember I've been told something, not bad news, but just it was like, okay, we're going from this to this. And I remember getting home and I was like, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now?
So cool. Look,
And I thought,
dated.
right,
It's
I'll
like
get,
a journal.
yeah. I got my brush out
isn't it?
and I created these and I thought, I wonder what these would be like as stamps.
And lo
and behold, here they are. And do you know what?
Do you know,
Don't
I
they
love
work?
these. I so love these,
Yeah.
Janice. I can't use these enough.
Oh,
In fact, right, heads up, if you're in the stamp club, the Clarity Stamp Club, I just have been working ahead for August.
yes.
And we got some beautiful leafy stamps.
Yeah.
But I used Janice's. They just work on everything.
Yeah.
Because they're silhouettes. They just look so superb.
That's what I like about them. You can. What I love as well, we've got all these different sections, and the larger one, the smaller one. You could even turn that into like a framework.
Yeah, it's so excellent.
Yeah, there's so many different things you can do with that.
It's so excellent. And what I did was I added on the blobby ones.
Yeah.
I added legs.
Oh,
And they look so cool when you add
Oh.
legs. It's like completely transformational.
it does.
If I humour me here,
Okay.
right? Humour me. If I just take, watch the difference. Let me make sure that my pen works. I'm just about to show you. Right. I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it on your artwork. I'll just do it on this printout.
I'm just going
But
to have some
if, for
water.
example, I just do that, like that, look, and then, I mean, it's ridiculous. Check out the difference now, right? If you just add, like, tell me you can't do that. Look at the difference between them and them now. Isn't that smashing?
It is. It's brilliant. They remind me
Yeah.
of ducks.
But you could
Yeah.
doodle in, you could put a hat on them,
Yeah.
you could put the arms, you could put a walking stick,
Yeah.
you can completely
Balloon.
doodle into that.
Put a
You can put
balloon.
a balloon in. Look, you know what people are going to say? What do you think you're doing with our look? Oh,
Yeah.
happy
There
birthday!
you go. There you
So
go.
you see how you could just change it. And this person, there you go. She's got a walking stick.
Aw.
Oh, look!
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah,
There you go.
and
see?
all from that beautiful little stamp.
Yeah. Very, very versatile.
So what I'm saying is look beyond what you're looking at. 'Cause
Yes.
it's really exciting.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
I think they're great for friendship. I think they're great for families. We've got some sentiments as well. Friends are always together,
Mhm.
and some bonds don't need words because they're all holding hands. I thought that's
Yeah,
quite nice
I
for
love it.
families, friendship, young and old, and so they're absolutely fantastic. So that's the artwork for that,
Yeah.
and then
So then let me just get my ducks in a row here.
okay.
So we've got those ones.
do you want to
and those.
show some?
Oh, and then we've got those
samples?
other. Do you want to show the samples on that?
A couple of- yes.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
Right,
let's
you
move
move
this
your
out the
book
way.
out the way,
Okay.
and then we'll show you some.
So these
art
have been made
samples.
by Jenny and
You.
Oh, that's me.
Love that though. Actually,
Again, that's using just a small stamp onto the card. That's why it's kind of a little bit wonky, but that's okay. I like that. And then I just use one image in each one. So some bonds don't need words. So you can take from that whatever you want.
and I'm just going to give you those, and you can
Okay.
reach in as you feel.
This one is by Jenny. This is lovely because this is using another set that you're going to see in a moment.
Let me take this away.
Yeah,
because I think it will make it look better.
That's why the white balance was going. So this is a stamp you're going to see in a moment, and this is using the people. So it's like they're all walking together.
It's so lovely.
Very, very clever. Like the way that it comes out of the frame as well.
So
Love
good.
that. Very
Yeah.
good. This one, if I'm right, is by Glynis. Now look at that. Isn't that lovely?
Isn't that
Now,
lovely? Look at the drop shadow on that. See,
Yeah.
that's my kind of thing.
and that is stamped with 2 different colours,
Yeah.
which I love, which you can do with those stamps that look
Yeah, just-
absolutely perfect. This one again is by Glynis. I really like this with the
Nice.
doodling around the edge. So again, changes it. Some bonds don't need words. That could be someone, engagement, getting
Absolutely.
married,
Absolutely.
anniversary. Here's another beautiful one. This is by Glynis as well. I believe, yeah, this is by Glynis as well. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Family tree.
And now
Instantly.
everybody that looks at the blobby ones going, oh, I could put legs on them.
Yeah, it's got legs on it.
It's
That
got
has.
legs. That's got legs. That has.
This is beautiful, isn't it? Look at the attention to the detail and the stitch detail going around the
This
outside.
is a gorgeous little book, isn't it?
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Like a little snapshot.
Yeah.
And then you can open that up. I mean, how beautiful is this?
I would love to look at this. Wouldn't you
Yeah.
love to receive that?
Oh, I'd love to make it. I just
Yeah.
think it's absolutely fabulous. And the colours as well that have been used. That's a
Yeah.
really nice, clever one. Isn't
Yeah.
that wonderful?
It's just lovely little stamps to
Yeah.
use. I can't express enough how gorgeous these little stamps are.
Isn't that beautiful?
And then when you drew these, of
Yes.
course, if I may, I'll
Yep.
bring this one in as well.
Okay, so this is
The
the next
second set.
Yep.
And this actually, so that completes the bumper set. So we've actually got a whole set.
Yeah.
So this one is on its own. You can see here it's 12168. I love this rainy set.
I've got the original artwork for this
Let's
as well.
have a look.
So, these pieces of artwork, I actually, I think it was last year, this one, can you come closer in on this one? Now, it's not connected with the royal family whatsoever. They've not endorsed it, and I'm not selling it as such.
No.
However,
Let's have a look.
if we move that out the way,
yeah,
I'll show you the artwork in a moment. When I did this, I looked at that image, and for some reason,
you saw the Queen.
I saw the Queen.
I see the Queen.
You know, with her headscarf
I
on.
totally see the Queen.
On the beach at Sandringham, but it also reminded me of my mum as well.
Yeah.
She used to always wear the headscarf and the curlers.
Yeah.
I used to be desperately embarrassed when my mum went round the shop with her headscarf and curlers.
But it's all right for the Queen.
But it's all right for the Queen. No, my mum, so it reminded me of my mum, but it also, for some reason, it just looks like she's got her hands behind her back.
Yes,
standing
it does.
proud.
Well, he needs a little corgi and off
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, and I like the freckles in the background. So let's show you the artwork. The only artwork I don't have to show you is that one. And but I can, I'll take a picture of it. But the reason is I did that and then stupidly I scribbled over it at home and ruined it. But
that's okay.
I'm just going to bring this in.
Good.
So you'll see it's that piece there.
Yes. Yeah.
That I took that particular stamp from.
Yeah.
And then the Rain People is from this one. So I
Ah.
think it's that part there that you'll see even with the shadows. So that's where the original artwork came just to let you know.
But what looks so cool is the positive and the negative.
Yeah,
I love the innie and the outie.
And I've got to say thanks to Jazz for that.
Yeah.
Because when I sent the artwork through and then Jazz says, look, let's do these as an overlay. I'm like, what's that? And they came through and I was like, how do these work? And then when I started playing with them,
I know.
Wow.
They're so incredible. So what you've got here, if I could just bring this artwork in for you.
Please. Let me move that away. Isn't that lovely? So that's using the overlays and the two sets independently.
But then this one, that shows you how you can do the background.
Yes.
I.e. this piece here with the grungy colours. Look, I'll show you there.
Yeah.
Right. So the background is done using that. And then the foreground stamp, this one, is black over the top. So all the black on this one, this is so
This one actually
cool.
was just using that one.
No, I think you'll find that the background is using that one.
Of course it is.
Because that's how you end up with that white drop shadow.
Is. And I made that card.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you, Janice,
at the open day.
That is 100%. This is in the blues and greens.
Of course it is.
And then you've gone back in over the black and you've offset it a little tiny bit so you get that beautiful white highlight.
Yeah. And the papers in the background, I thought that worked really well.
So good.
Yeah.
That's our designer paper.
Yeah.
I
love
think
that.
That's why Mayor Falls, that one.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
You see, and they even look great. Just, I'll just give you the so that you can
just
show
as
them
they
off.
are.
Yeah, just like black.
Now that's, you see, that's the two
The opposite
stamps.
of that.
Yeah.
But what a beautiful little set of notelets that would make.
Absolutely. And this one, again, this was using, you know, your background papers that you've got the inky backgrounds.
Do you mean these ones?
Oh, I certainly do.
Hang on a minute. These are great, aren't they?
They're like little instant photographs.
Yeah.
And the stamps work perfectly.
Yeah.
And then I just doodled a little
with the micron pens.
Yeah. Going
Absolutely
around the outside.
marvelous. So so we've got the 7x7 size.
Yes.
And then we've got the small ones, 31805.
And you've got the mid ones.
That's in that pack.
Yep.
And then we've got the larger ones, 31804. They're done with alcohol inks, but they're really grungy prints. Have you got one loose there that you can show us?
I have got one loose.
I've got a folder of them somewhere.
Let me show you this one here.
I know. I gave the folder to Louise. There we are. So that is, it's brilliant for just stamping onto or chopping up.
I'm going to do a demo with that.
Oh, excellent.
In a bit.
So good. So the bundle on that set is 31812 for both of those.
In fact, shall I show you what I did, what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that all right?
I mean, it's a good idea.
Yes. So that was using.
Oh, lovely. Look
So
at that.
I'm going to demo this. If I can remember how to do it.
It's using masks,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at you. I
So
can see exactly what you've
I
done.
put when I first looked at it, so
This
it
is
wasn't this
clever.
exact one,
Yeah.
but I looked at it and I thought, right,
Mm.
sky, I'll
Mhm.
have that. And I wanted to put the people, but I
Mhm.
needed something to show that it was the sky.
Yeah.
So I used the masks just to put a light shade
That's
over
clever.
the top, which you can do.
Mhm.
This could be the sea. You could chop it up and you could use it that way if you wanted to.
And I'm guessing that you, excuse me, I'm not going to
Yep.
reach across.
And then little micron pens go around the outside.
I'm guessing that you masked, oh no, it's if you wanted to do that, you'd obviously have to use a low tack tape. So
Yeah.
when you were doing that,
Yeah, I
you
did.
protect the sides,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I would have forgotten that in my demo.
No,
But
muy
yeah,
importante.
yes, absolutely. And this, again, it's not just because I'm here. I've gone through so many different low tack tapes that have never been low tack
I know.
and ripped my card to pieces.
Yep.
Invaluable. Love that.
It's great stuff,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it really is. So that's why I like these, because when you think about it, it's just using the one stamp there and then using the rest to create that picture.
So that's going to be your first. No, it's not your first demo. It's your second demo, isn't it? But what I wanted to say is, right, in conclusion now, if we look at the screen, we've got a really fabulous bundle.
Yeah.
And it actually includes everything that we've looked at so far.
Mhm.
So in other words, we're looking at these guys. Is this on there? Yeah.
Yep.
It's those two.
Yes.
It's that one.
The sentiments.
It's that one.
Yes.
And it's that one. So there's all five. Let me pan out a little bit so you can see it better. I think you want to see what's in the bundle. You're getting exactly what we've showcased now. To me, these are the core.
Oh, and the postcards.
They're free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you get those as a gift. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of stamps and that. And
that's a really good set.
It's a very good set.
Yeah,
it's very comprehensive, very, very useful. Very useful set. And it's the number for the whole set is 12172. The price is $54.95. And then, of course, you get your club discount. So if you're a Diamond Club member, in actual fact, you're only paying £46.71 for that entire collection.
No,
yeah.
That is very good.
That's very good, isn't it?
That is
There's never
really
been
good.
a better time than now to join the club.
Right, I'm going to go and join the club. I'll see you in a minute.
So there we are. That's what's on offer today. If you go to how to shop, if you go to Clarity TV and you go to our website, you'll see a teal box in the top right hand corner. Click that box and it will take you through to the TV shop. So everything that we're talking about today is for one-stop shopping, really. Everything that we reach for, everything that we use, that Janice is going to use in her demos, we've piled it all into that one area so you don't have to scout the website looking for this and that.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's the way to shop, or you could always call Sue downstairs on 01732 868 215.
Oh,
that's our
love Sue.
international UK-based call centre.
Sue actually told us a little bit of news about.
She did,
which was amazing.
I think you need to.
Amazing.
We're talking about this one.
Yes. So we're talking about the people, and Sue came up. Clarity Sue came up and said, "Right, I've just been on the phone to someone who runs. Was it the Girl Guides?" And there's a mini convention coming up, and I think there's going to be
mini convention
500.
That's quite a maxi convention.
Yeah. So 500 Girl Guides are all coming together, and they're going to learn different things as you do when you're a Girl Guide. I was never a Girl Guide. Were you a Girl Guide?
No, I was a brownie.
Were you?
Yeah, I was a leprechaun. I was a sixer. They had sixes, didn't they? That was the one at the front that had to put the mat out to put the toadstool on.
See, I always wanted to be a scout, but back in them days, it was never allowed. But anyway, back to the Girl Guides. 500 at a convention, and the lady's phoned in, and she's ordered the people, and she's going to make ATC cards and show all of the Girl Guides.
Isn't that
amazing? I can't believe that.
I'm so happy about that. You know,
that's amazing. That's brilliant.
Having said that, I must say, I wanted to add as well, I'm just getting a bit of order in the house here. We are an angel company. So Clarity's always been an angel company. That means if you can make things to sell, like this good lady, then you have our blessing. Provided it's handmade.
Yes, always.
Then over to you. You know, we embrace the fact that you can get some return on your investment.
I think that's perfect. Oh, it's going to be amazing to see.
We look forward to that.
Right.
So Janice, what are you going to show us today? I always remember when there was a role reversal and Janice would be the presenter and I would be the guest demonstrator.
Yeah.
And then she would say, so what are you going to show us today then, Barbara? Right. And I'm really glad that I can. So Janice, because you go, oh no, it's so bad.
Oh God, what
So
are we going to do? Okay.
What are you going to show us today?
Right. Okay. I'm going to take the stamp from the Rainy People. Okay. And I'm going to double it up to make it into a scene. So I'm not going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to show you.
Okay. Do you want a black mat underneath?
I think so. So we'll have the black mat.
Black mat underneath.
And then I'll have a bit of paper on top of that. Now, shall I go
with the 3.5 by 3.5?
Shall I go for the 3.5 by 3.5?
Definitely.
I think so.
Shall I flick to the overhead?
Yes.
For you?
Yes. Now, because...
And I'll come in a bit closer, shall I?
Yeah, you can do. Now, I'm going to put this stamp side by side. So just to make sure, that fits well. What I might do, though, is I might tape off the top and the bottom so I can get it quite straight.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Don't ask me. You're the expert.
So I need to know. So I need to measure it up. One thing I'm not very good at is measuring up. I probably don't need to, actually. I might just go straight in.
Do you know what I think?
Go on.
I think just so it doesn't move around, just to hold it in place while you know, especially when it's hot, if your hands are hot, then sometimes the card curls. So that way, when you pull it off, it's not going to move around.
True.
It's staying in place.
I've also been stamping on this. It makes quite nice sort of like faux washi tape.
It does.
Which is kind of cool. Right. So we've got this stamp here. I'm going to get some black ink. Now, I've been using VersaFine Clair. You can use whatever you like. But
I use our archival black.
Yeah.
First thing about VersaFine Clair is it dries. The good thing is it dries more slowly. The bad thing is it dries more slowly.
Yeah. And then I get, that's probably why I get messy.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want an apron?
I left it at home, didn't I? Right, we'll go for this. But what I need to do, because I'm actually making this and doubling it up, we've got the line there, haven't we?
Right.
So if I were to stamp there and then stamp there,
you'd have a line.
I'd get a line. I could mask it off.
Yeah.
If I started that way, there'd definitely be a line. Start that way. So what I'm going to start that way, but then I'm going to mask off the line and stamp on that side.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
So let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. Let me get my glasses on because then everything will become clear. Oh, it's you.
Have you thought? Can I make it?
Yeah, go on.
No. I was just thinking.
Go on.
You're going to do the line where that line.
I'm going to do the line on the side.
And then what you're trying to do is avoid this line, then that edge.
I'm going to mask over that and avoid it.
So you can mask over it with a piece of mask.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Too late.
Okay. Right.
Okay. You carry on. Now.
Okay. You can show me in a minute. You can show me in a minute.
I was just going to suggest you do the one that you mask off first, so that you don't.
Do you know what?
Residual...
I should be doing that.
So you don't have
that's what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing. I knew when I put that to the paper. I thought to myself,
this don't look right.
No, don't look right.
Clean it off and start again.
Okay, I am going to mask it. That is what I should have done, but this is live TV. Bear with.
If you do that one first. The only reason I was going to suggest.
No, you're right.
Was because sometimes you still get residual.
You do,
don't you?
You do.
Should we go back to the overhead?
Let's go back to the overhead.
I know.
So it's
no pressure.
It's all good. It's all good.
So
I'm just going to go over there, right? Yeah. It's only a little bit loose at the moment because
it's wet.
It's wet, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's great.
It's great. See, you see how that leaves it on that tape.
Yes.
I keep all that because I think that's really handy to use again. I know it's grungy and messy.
I think it's a great idea.
But I like it.
Rule number 1, though. What are we going to do next?
I'm going to take that off.
I think you would.
Because if I don't, that will be going and stamping. So let's put that over there.
Idea.
Yeah. So, right. I'm going to put this. My head's not in the way.
Don't worry about your head. Just get that ink sorted. That was funny. Too late.
It's right. It was the other way. I knew it was.
That's all right. It's great.
It's that hotel last night. It was so noisy. I didn't sleep. Oh my days.
I think the other thing is, you see, that you're always going to have a little bit of residual ink on that side.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always best to do the part of the stamp that
Okay.
you.
So
Yeah.
this is always the bit that I get nervous
So
about.
drum roll. Do you want to come in close or?
Well, no, I get nervous because I never know whether
whether it's worked on.
whether it's yeah.
We'll get over it because it's only a bit of paper. What's the worst that can happen?
There you go. It's worked
Perfect.
perfectly. Okay. So there's still a bit of line.
Can you
but
understand why we hold it down though?
Yes, I do now. I do now. So I'm going to match that up because
Smashing.
that part there, hopefully, will match up with that there. So now I'm going to ink all of it.
Go for it.
Okay, right. So
Yeah,
now I can
'cause
ink all of it.
That's it. Now the pressure's off.
Yeah, pressure's off. I'm all right.
Can I say, Janice,
Yeah.
I am, and I'm not being patronising, I've got nothing but admiration for you and respect, because until you've stood in front of a camera, and Janice does hobby maker, she does live TV shows as well. Now, a year ago, you were not a stamper, were you?
No, I wasn't.
9 months ago, you were not a stamper.
I was not a stamper. No.
And to stand up in public, you know,
in front of
love
people
it.
that do stamp.
Yeah, but I love that because it's like our Elizabeth says, the more you do, the better you get. The
Yeah.
better you get, the more you want to do.
Yeah.
Right. 2, I think it's exciting that you embrace. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant.
Now, there's a gap, but I'm going to address that with a micron pen.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Just because I want to join that up there.
dot it. Do a few
Yep,
dots.
Yep. And I'm going to do some more dots here
Yeah.
and here because we've got space
Yeah.
where there isn't anything. So I'm just going to put a few lines
So good.
just to
And here is the artist, you see.
go in there, just to.
And
you
it's
know.
the same flourish. I'm going to come in tight here so our friends can actually see what you're doing.
So I'm not being precious, just a few lines because
There
I'm
you
going to
go.
I'm going to add some colour.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to fill it in. So now
Yeah.
it looks like
It doesn't look like repeat stamp.
no, it
Because
looks.
it's original. Yeah.
And I could come down here.
Yeah, you could.
So I'll just sort of like.
I love the
edge
way
that.
your voice goes up at the end as if you're asking me a question. I could.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. There you go.
I could go up here.
So
I could go down.
I could go. Right. Okay. Now what I need is some water, not to drink, but to use for a paintbrush. And I'll use this paintbrush because I don't think I've got the one I was going to use. Well, I could use that one. No, I'll just use this one. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
In your own
It's fine.
time, Janice.
Yeah, it's in my own time. We're good. We're good. Right. Let's get one of your messy mats.
All right.
Okay.
Good idea.
So I need a little bit of ink. So I'm going to use speckled egg.
This is a distress oxide.
Yeah.
So
and-
we have these in stock.
Yep. I'm
Can you
using
come out
this
a little bit so you can see it. Yeah.
because I'm going to do this part first. So
Nice.
it's raining, it's grey, it's England, it's the way of the world. So well, it's not at the moment, is it?
No, not down here. It's not.
So let's just get a
So
bit
just
of this.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
here.
Yeah,
So
smashing.
I'm just slightly. I don't want it to be too
And the
obvious.
ink is dry already. The Versa Fine Clair.
I think so.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
fine.
No, I was stating. not
Okay.
quite- You do have to wait till it's dry.
So I'm just going to go over that, adding a bit more water to
Really
that.
nice, you know.
Yeah, just again, nothing too, just quite loosely,
Yeah.
really. It doesn't have to be anything
Cool.
too precise. That's the grey day. That's
Yeah.
the grey day. We all know it. And don't worry, grass, it will be coming back. Now, this part could
Yeah.
be a beach. People
Yeah.
still walk on the beach, but I'm going to use green because it's grass.
It's a grass.
Yeah, it is a grass. Now, if I left the green down there, yeah, no, it is.
Is it underneath that one?
Yeah, it could be. That's right. Well done. Let's put that there. Again, I'll
Which
use
one are we using, darling?
This one is the Lucky Clover. You could use any
just any
green, but this
green.
is the one that I've got.
Yeah.
So I go with the one
that you've got.
that I've got. Yeah.
I'll tell you what's another good idea is when you're selecting the colours that you've got, sometimes it's a good idea to decide what you're going to back the artwork onto. I mean, we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, this is actually, yes, you read my mind there because I get so far and then I'm not very good with colours and colour matching and things like that. So that's where I need help with. But I like that. I think that's really nice.
Perfect.
as
Let's
it
go
is.
in a bit closer so we can see.
I'll just move that
Because
out
it's
the
the
way.
stamps that really, it just facilitates great loose art.
And you could extend that.
Yeah.
So you could have more.
Yeah.
You could mask off, maybe using your masking techniques.
Yeah.
You could mask that one off and have it in a different
And
orientation.
you could also, you know, if you don't mind my saying,
Yep.
you could make a panel like that.
Yes.
So you make the panel slightly smaller,
Yep.
and then you repeat stamp like you did.
Yes.
And it knocks out. So you've just got this lovely panel. All
That
the
would
way along.
work.
That looks good
that
as
would
well.
work. Now, sentiment or not sentiment? This is the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do we stamp on the card or do we stamp on a piece of paper and then
Can I make a suggestion?
almost levitate the sentiment up? Go on then.
I would just, because for practice,
Yeah.
if you stamp on there and then you don't like it, you can always cover it up with a bit of card. So
Yeah.
you've had 2 runs at it.
Yeah.
Always
you.
you've got to think to yourself, what's the worst that can happen? And if you know, like they used to say, oh, you could put a butterfly on it.
Yeah.
But if you stamp that, I'd always stamp it on a bit of scrap first to make sure that I've got the pressure right. Then I'd stamp it
Yes.
on there.
Okay.
And then when you stamped it on a bit of scrap, usually there's the first one, just try it on the piece.
Very good.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do. So
stamp
try
it
it
on, a
on
bit
here first. So
Yeah.
let's just move that to one side.
Make sure that that's it. And then that can always work on
That's
a
it.
flat area.
There you go.
That's it.
So just stamp.
Stamp
Now,
it,
okay.
stamp it up the edge so
Okay.
that you can. So you've
so
already cut 2 sides then.
we're
if you
talking
like.
about pressure.
Yeah.
If I was using a stamping platform, it would be touch and go.
Yeah, because it's so delicate.
Yeah.
So now
So
you
I've
just
not got any pressure on that. Do I put pressure?
put pressure on the words. You know,
Not too much
that's
though.
right.
'cause
Just
I've,
lightly.
'cause I've made the mistake of pressing too hard and it
Yeah.
squidges it all down.
Yeah. Let's see what you got. So you want to press a bit harder than
So
that?
I need to press.
No, this is a really good lesson.
Yeah.
So then go again, a bit more confidence. And what we're doing is we're using this edge and this edge,
Mhm.
so that if you were going to use it as a little cut, like that,
We've
do you
got it
see what I
there.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, let me just put this in, like that. If you're going to do an overlay like that,
Yeah.
then you've already got 2 sides cut.
Okay. So let's put it there. A bit
And
more.
let's be a bit more confident in our pressing.
Yep.
Right,
I think it's the smaller words if you
Yeah.
press too much.
that's it. I think because it's a 2-liner as well, it won't wobble like you think it's going to.
Perfect.
Absolutely
That's it.
immaculate.
That's
Right,
it.
so now you know you've done it once.
Okay.
Now
Do
give
it
yourself do it on there.
And if it goes wrong, I've got that to stick on it.
And while you're doing that, I'll chop this up.
Yeah, please. Right.
How's that sound?
That sounds brilliant. So let's. One more question, Barbara.
Yes, love.
Okay, one more question to you guys at home as
Yes.
well. And please, please, please send middle, side, top.
Right, come back down again.
Okay. So in the
Get
middle.
off.
Okay.
Where's the indexing sheet? Have you got that? Have you got
yes.
the
Yeah, of course I
stamp
have.
index sheet?
Of course I have.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
So what does it say? Which one
it
is it?
says that one there,
Wandering-
Wandering with My Favourite People.
Wandering with My Favourite People. So you can look and say, right, do I like it there? I love it. Right, just right hand justified.
I think so.
I would say try it there.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think so. Good
Give it a
idea.
go, 'cause
Good
you-
idea about the index sheet.
And then we can compare, Janice.
Because that's one thing I never know. I never know whether it's middle, sideways, or.
And what
So-
I'll do is, in the meantime,
Okay.
I'll trim this one up for
Okay,
you.
so let's put that on there.
Yeah.
Be interesting to know if you guys at home use stamping platforms. I've got the Clarity mount here, which is good because you've got all these different lines on there to place it. So one thing I just get nervous about, pressing too hard and not pressing enough, especially when I'm using one of the mounts. If I was using a stamping platform, I wouldn't worry because
Yeah, but when you're using little stamps,
perfect.
And look how
Perfect.
close up.
Wow, I didn't know you were that close.
Right.
That's perfect.
So that's absolutely beautiful.
I've
And
amazed
in the
myself.
meantime, I've done a little one. So what I'm saying is, if you'd made a Horlicks of it, not
Yeah.
that you would have,
I might
then
do.
you could just edge that with a bit of black
Yes.
and pop that over the top like so. And wouldn't that look nice as
Yeah.
well? Do you see what I mean? So you've got that option now. So you've done your practicing, you've built up your confidence with that little one. You've gone on there, looks really excellent. Bob's your uncle.
I like that.
Ding
That's
dong.
good. Okay,
Nice.
so for me, I would then take this. I would either get a black piece of card
Mm.
and stick it on there. But I want to know. I really want to go a little bit further with it because
Yeah.
this is for me
Understand?
where I struggle a little bit.
So you've got different choices, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you could, so this is square,
Yep.
right? So at this point, we could take that away, and that's what we've got at the moment,
Yeah.
let's say. So the first question on everybody's lips is, what about edging it with black?
Okay.
Would
yeah.
you feel it doesn't have to be black?
No, it doesn't. But I could.
Have you got a black?
Yeah.
What are you using?
Well, I
Just
always
before you start.
right.
Let's try it on a bit of scrap first.
You can use a Sharpie, but I've been using my
Colour
brush
and
pen
Show us how that works. then.
because I put that on there and I drag it down,
Yeah.
and then it makes a really nice line.
Yeah.
With a Sharpie, I've also done it with a Sharpie as well. So
Yeah.
let's do it here, and let's do it there because I might be able to use this later. You never know. So same thing.
Yeah. 6 1 half dozen of the
Yeah,
other.
yeah. And I've also used the ink pad, and
To get a grungy edge.
I've done that, or I do a grungy edge if
Yeah.
I want it kind of like bleeding over.
Yes.
So I don't want the bleed over because there's enough grunge going on, I think,
Yeah,
in that.
Yeah.
So I want something quite precise. So that would be the Sharpie or the brush pen. Would I do it in black? Would I do it in green?
Well, before you commit, because you could do that right at the end,
Yeah.
just before assembly. But what you could do is you could use a designer paper or a companion paper. So now you have to pick out the color of the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, because
So say, for example, we could go to an Antarctica designer card. Yeah.
okay.
So then, honestly, sometimes I spend more time, and most of our friends at home would as well. Then I start thinking, that looks
See,
already.
that
looks
looks
good.
nice.
That one looks good as well.
That
A bit
one
more
looks
of the
nice.
green in it.
Yep.
See, it's pulling out the green and the grey.
Yes.
So, and it's covering up the pink.
That's nice.
So is that the same as that one? Yeah, I thought it looked similar. This is a nice one, but it hasn't got any of the green in it.
No.
See?
Could
So
you know,
wrong green? Ouch.
if you surrounded that with green,
Mhm.
would that work on there? There's a question. So you would highlight the green with either
I know what you mean. Like I could use
or some green paper.
I could use that like that. You
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, because you won't want to use paper. That would be a waste.
Well, it's a lot of behind, isn't it, for
Yeah.
nothing?
Yeah.
Let me just find. Cool, these are tight.
It's kind of
Don't
kinda
say
like
it,
that.
Barbara, just think it.
that one.
Yes. So you see, you can take our pen, and you can. It's black on that side,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Sorry, I've done all
No,
sides.
no, it's good. But you can add. You can do green lines as well.
Pop that on there.
Is it visible?
Mm.
It's negligible. Well, yeah, it does look right if you wanted to.
I don't know.
It's not dark enough, is it?
No, it's not.
What about this one then? But
Go
this
on.
is the whole point of this is that you're testing it, Janice. So what you're doing is you're looking at the different colours. You've got all your different
Oh,
choices. That's a nice
That's
one.
a nice one.
There you go.
Yes.
So now here we go. So you could use. See, I'm a fan of the black only because you use the black ink here,
and it highlights it.
It kind of draws in the black. So, but this is always going to be an option with these colours. Look, 70060 gets you 30 double-sided felt pens colours.
I was just
Nice.
Have you got a different size of these papers?
Have we got a different size of
Because
papers?
you could use that as a topper, but how
Yeah.
about if you got the card and folded it in half? If you got one that's that size?
And we're not in card,
no.
no. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is, of course, but your artwork, you don't want to compromise that, do
No.
you? So you want to, then you're going to decide which part of the card, which bit you want to use. What
Let's
do
have
you
a look.
think?
Let's have a look.
Let's
have a
take
look.
this away.
Let's take the others away because
Yeah, let's isolate.
yeah, isolate.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So what have we used? Just we're supposed to be selling.
So we're
Antarctica designer card. You get 48 sheets, 12 different designs, 4 of each, single-sided, and the code is 30958.
I've also used the Distress Oxides in Speckled Egg, the colour, and the Lucky Clover, both available. See, they work really well, and you can tell they instantly work with that.
Yeah.
So,
But it's worth taking your time to find the right background, because when it works, it really jumps.
I don't know
doesn't
whether
it?
I want the yellow because
No,
there's no
I
yellow
agree.
in there. If there was yellow, fair enough.
The only other thing you could do is add a splash of yellow in your artwork.
You
But that's,
could, but
you
there's
know,
I
but you don't want to.
I kind of like. I need to
Yeah.
avert that from my eyes.
Exactly.
It's that top bit I like. I like that because that's like water, isn't it?
How much of an edge do you want to use?
Right.
See, if you had your nested squares, of course, you could gut it, as they say, and take the
Yes,
centre out. But
yeah.
sometimes you just want to do the job.
Maybe,
I like that.
yeah, maybe.
So if you got a quarter of an, let's say you're going to do quarter of an inch,
Yeah.
right? Then what you're going to do is make it half an inch larger. So 4 by 4 would work. If you cut it, see that's 3.5 by 3.5.
Yeah.
So if you want quarter of an inch all the way around, you're going to make it half an inch bigger. So
Okay.
if you cut that 4 by 4,
Yeah.
then you'll get a lovely even edge.
Right. This is another thing where I struggle because this is where I need help. I'm so bad at measuring. I'm awful. So I've got this piece of paper now, and I need to make it 4 by 4.
Well, because this is 3.5 by 3.5. So if you add a half inch,
so it's
then
4 by 4.
Then it's 4 by 4, and then you've got a quarter of an inch all the way around.
So where I struggle is I've got 4 there.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, is that it then?
Yeah.
And then that will be 4 from the blade.
There then from the blade. So you use this.
So line that up there.
Yeah.
And I'll hold it there.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you flick it because you want that bit.
Yep.
So now you go back
that's
to 4.
Down.
Hold it so that it doesn't
straight.
Yeah.
Done.
That's it.
Keep those.
Definitely keep those.
I do like that as a band.
So do I.
I'm really in.
See, that looks so good as well, especially where you've got the band of green there.
Yes.
Options. Let's take this away because you can see better.
Okay. So, by the way, I'm such a messy crafter. You should when turn that over. When I'm at home, I make such a mess.
No,
so yeah, we've got that.
You should see my place.
That's
bombs it.
That's nice going down.
Yeah.
It's nice going across.
And
but it depends what card
you want.
If are we putting it on
a nice piece of white?
Yeah.
So if you had away,
so if you had that across there, that's one option.
Doesn't that look lovely?
That's one option. And you could put some foam pads under that to lift it up. Maybe. Maybe. So that's one option. That's another option.
I agree.
Just suddenly had a thought. That's almost like an umbrella. If we could cut that into an umbrella, that would be okay. Right.
Stick to the plan.
Okay. Right. So I wanted that. This is where I just go off on a tangent.
Oh no, I'm watching. I can hear her brain from here. Honestly, I can hear it going, grrr, 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 grrr. And then suddenly it's like, oh, hang on a minute, she's changed direction.
See, this is where you could raise that up now.
You could,
or just leave it flat, or you would have that anyway. That's another idea.
That goes in your stash. So where your stamps are, you pop that in, and you've got one for Ron.
So
that's it. I love it.
Do you like that? Or absolutely less is more. But then that runs across that, doesn't it?
The only thing I would suggest is that we still haven't put the black edger. Do you want to put a black edger on that?
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
That might change everything.
Yeah, project completion.
Yep.
Let's use the mats. Let's get that back out, and then that will change the game.
Yeah.
I think you'll be pleased.
So down there. Down there.
Nice.
Down there. Down there. Okay, so that's
that. It's already 11 o'clock.
Oh no, is it really? Sorry, everyone.
I love it. Don't apologise. I think this is absolutely fabulous.
So we're doing that.
Fabulous.
We're doing that.
That one on there. That one on there.
And that one on there.
And
so we need
a tape runner.
We need a tape runner.
And we have these in stock. I think is these what we're running out of?
Shall I stick this first?
This is it here. Let me just show. 31065. That's the code for one of them.
Yeah.
And I think if we've still got them available as a bundle of 4, it's 31146. I just know that we're running out of these, so we may have discontinued that. We may just have that now, but I'm sure that.
Are you getting more in?
Probably not. Not at the moment. Can't afford it, Janice.
I was going to say I might have to stock up before I go home then. Okay. So let's do one there. And there.
That's it. And when you do that, you just flick at the end.
Yep.
Cheeky flick.
And a little flick in the middle.
Yeah.
Just because. Now, that's the way I want it to open. Now I've got to get this positioned.
Can I just, before you do that,
yeah,
stop a minute.
Okay.
Only because this is flapping up.
Yep.
Right.
How about doing that?
Well, or you do that,
Yep.
and then you just use a bit of masking tape there, and it holds it down while you're working, so you're
Beautiful.
not dealing with it.
Beautiful. So
Yeah?
this is by eye, as they say up north. Oh no, that's why eye. That'll do. Commit
That'll
to the
do.
stick. Commit to the stick. Then back again.
Yeah.
Flick.
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 See, you're getting to be
Flick.
a right pro at this.
Flick. A little one in the middle.
Fabulous.
Then putting now. I'd say about there. Would you?
Well, I'm
Commit. Commit. Done.
That's it. Sorted.
Okay.
Absolutely wonderful.
There you go.
And here's one I did earlier. Now, where was it?
There
This
you
is the
go.
one you did earlier.
Yes.
Right.
to
So we
compare.
mounted it on black. You mounted it on black, didn't you?
Yes.
Let me just pop that behind there so you can see it. So there's another option.
There's now. Would you?
There. Now get your green out.
Would you put the band
I
across there?
absolutely so would.
Yeah, because then that
Yeah.
would give you. That's nice.
Isn't it?
I'd probably reduce
off
the
the
frame off
black.
that a little bit.
That's what I think too.
Too much at the bottom.
Yeah, too much black.
And then I'd put the band across there. That would work really well.
Isn't that great?
They're really nice actually. And even though it's like a gloomy picture, there's something really nice
Oh
about
no,
it.
walking with my favourite people.
That's right.
Absolutely lovely.
No such thing as bad weather, just bad clothes.
There we are.
There you go.
The wrong shoes.
Yeah, there's a sentiment for you.
So absolutely marvellous. So
Okay.
Janice, that brings us to the end of the first
I
hour.
can't believe that.
You did really well. So are we going to come back at 2 o'clock and have another run
let's
at
do
it?
it. Let's do it. Yeah.
So just to recap then, Paul's kindly put the main bundle, if you like, on the screen. You can see there 12172 is for that entire bundle, which also gives you those wonderful postcards. So we'll come back at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
And we'll show you some more tricks.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you very much for accommodating me, Barbara. Thank you.
Ah, it's my pleasure, always.
Okay.
So we'll see you at 2.
See you at
Thanks
2.
very much. Thanks a lot, Paul. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.